and welcome to another episode of Lucas Tyndale Live. So glad to have you guys here today. Welcome into the room. Welcome to the conversation. Welcome to the show. If you're watching this by replay, thank you for being here. You are valued. You matter to us. We have a show because of you. You guys are the Lucas Tyndale, Lucas Live audience. And the reason this show is so live is because we have the livest audience. You guys are amazing. You guys are engaging. You guys are so much fun. We get to talk to our guests. We get to ask questions. We get to learn. It's about education, motivation, liberation. That's what this show is all about. Dedicated to my mom, who you guys know I lost just a short time ago. She was someone who believed in education. She believed in us getting our education, knowing things so that we would be able to apply them. That's where the motivation comes in. I want you guys to be motivated to do something with what you know. If all you do is know stuff and don't do anything with it, what good is it? So it's education, motivation, and then liberation. I want you to feel free. I want you to feel free to be you, to do your thing, to live your life, to not to be constrained by rules that don't exist. One of the things I say all the time is there are no rules. And what I mean by that is not that there really are no rules, but that many of the rules that we think are rules aren't really rules. We have believed some lie or believed some hype or believed something that somebody told us that isn't really true. And I found so much liberation in my own life just by saying, is that really a rule? Or is that something that somebody made up for their own benefit? And me being a compliant person, I fell for it. And now I'm following that rule that's not really a rule. So I want people to feel liberated. I want you to feel free. I want you to feel encouraged, motivated. And I want you to learn something new today. So I welcome everybody to the show. I see you guys jumping into the comments. So glad to have you guys here. Excited to have you. Whether you're here with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Periscope, or YouTube, we're so glad to have you. And today we're going to talk about growing your social media following. And we're specifically going to get into how you can use a really cool tool to help you grow and develop your YouTube channel and your YouTube following and your YouTube impact. It's actually something that I'm currently working on. So I'm going to be learning something today too. I'm going to be engaged with it. So it's not just you guys are asking questions and I know it all and I've learned everything I can learn from our guests today. Nope, not the case at all. I'm going to be asking questions that I want to know. So feel free to throw your questions in the comments and, maybe we'll get to your question too. We hope to. But I'm really excited about our guest today. He was so kind to agree to come on the show today. And I don't want us to take too much longer. Before we pull him in, I do want to say hello to a few people who jumped on here. Lorianne, thank you for being here. Sarah Ray, hey family, how are you? I saw your Grow Into Greatness shirt that you had on. Shout out to Cyrus Assar and Grow Into Greatness and all the great work that he's doing. Amanda Jean Duke, so excited to have you here. You're going to have one of the biggest podcasts anywhere, Amanda. So glad you're here, and you're going to learn more things about how to grow a YouTube following and all these other things. And I know you went to school for media, so I know this is something that is going to stick out to you and be exciting to you. Please take notes. I may call you later and say, did you get all the notes? Can you send me your notes? Because I know I'm going to be learning today, and I may not be able to write all my notes because I got to engage, and ask questions. So please, everybody, take notes today. JJ Lilly, thank you so much for being here. Tyler Thatcher, my friend, can't thank you enough for being such a loyal follower, such a loyal fan, such a loyal friend. Thank you so much, Tyler. My beautiful wife, Corinne Marie Tyndale, thank you for being here, honey. Glad to have you. We had a little internet snafu, ladies and gentlemen. This show is live. And you guys know that anytime you're doing something live, there's going to be things that go wrong. And usually right up to the last minute, there's something crazy happening every single day. And today, the crazy thing that was happening was my wife turned off the internet. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a test or if it was just she wanted to see how fast I could run and try to stay calm and smile. Or I don't know what it was, but everything is good. Everything is good. We're all back to normal, honey. I know you didn't mean to do it. So what? You've hit the switch that controlled the internet and you turned it all off. It's all good. I still love you. We're still fine. The show must go on. So, ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes ago, we had no internet in this house, and here we are live with you today. So, no matter what you're facing today, just know you can overcome. Okay? So, thank you guys so much again for being here. We're going to get into it. We're going to get our guest on today. I want to introduce our guest today. Brilliant guy. He goes live. He may go live more than I go live. You guys don't know many people go live more than I go live. I'm going live 5-6 days a week. He goes live all the time. He's giving out great content. He also is posting great videos to YouTube. I subscribe to his channel. I get the alerts. I check out his stuff all the time. If you guys see me growing and see some of the things I'm doing, this guy is one of the reasons why I'm able to do some of the things that I do, because I listen to his information and his content and I take notes, and I've been learning from him for some time now, and I'm so honored that he agreed to come on the show. I want to introduce you guys to my new friend, Mr. Rob Balasabas. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Lucas, thank you so much. Thanks so much. I'm super excited. I mean, I love the intro. I was like, I'm just going to watch because I just enjoy you talking and listening. You're just so good on the mic. But yeah, really excited to be here with you and everyone that's tuning in live. I'm here for you guys. So like you said, like you have some questions, awesome. But yeah, if you guys have questions during the live as well, that's what I'm here for. So let's just have a really good conversation about whatever you guys want to talk about.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is so cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, now again, I'm a follower. I'm a fan of his. Okay, and I always ask you guys. I thank you guys for being my followers and being my fans and being my friends. And I am a follower and a fan of his. I'm not someone just bringing you guys information. I'm following people too. And it's so cool, Rob, that I get to see you in your studio. I see you in this studio all the time because I watch your videos all the time. It's so cool to be live with you. Where is your setup? Are you somewhere in the Hollywood Hills with some on a big set, or what's your setup like?
Oh, come on, man. No. So I'm at home in a so we live in a condo, and I'm in our den. So this is a den that's turned into my studio, work, home office. I've been using this for a while just because that's the nature of my work, is remote work and online and stuff. So yeah, this is our den. Before it was my office, it was our little daughter's bedroom.
Wow,
yeah. So I had to transform. It's a really tiny space. But yeah, I had to understand lighting and camera angles and stuff like that to make the most of this space. But yeah, this is our den in our condo. That's what I work with.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It looks so cool. And the reason I ask is because so many people who want to grow a following online through video, through YouTube, through other things, they think I don't have the space, right? They're like, I don't have the space. I can't do it. I don't know where I would ever set up. But you're telling us you can make it happen without a ton of space. Is that right?
Yeah, a ton of space. No, not. Yeah, you can totally get it done. I know a lot of creators that have, man, up until like when they started actually monetizing their content, they were creating their content in like their closet. Like literally I've seen the behind the scenes pictures in their closet or in like the laundry room kind of thing. You just make it work, from your bedroom. You just make it work, and all you need is like a little corner, honestly, a little corner. And this, a little corner and just a decent background that's not, messy and stuff like that. You don't have like dirty clothes and stuff, hanging around. but you can make it work, and now with the technology, with like, you can have these green screens and like, virtual backgrounds and stuff. You can literally be anywhere, like this one. Yeah, like unless you have a huge iPhone behind you.
Unless I have some really crazy iPhone behind me. There must be something different going on. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. I think that's so important. This show is about education, motivation, liberation. So we want to teach them something today. We want to motivate them to do something different. And we want them to be free, because somebody is bound right now by the idea that they don't have enough space, they can't do it, they don't have the perfect camera, the perfect mic. Nice mic, by the way. I see your mic over there. It looks
I see yours too. Yeah.
I like that. Shout out to friends and family who've helped sponsor my show. This was actually a gift from someone who just said, I love what you're doing. And they sent Cash App. They were like, hey, what do you need? I was like, I can use a better mic. They were like, boom. So shout out to family and friends who've shown so much love.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome.
But so to liberate people, set people free, first of all, they can do it. So help us understand a little bit more of your story. First of all, also, I want to say you are our first international guest.
Here we go.
Not currently in the continental United States. It's really cool. Can you tell us a little bit about where you're at, where you're from, and kind of how you got on this journey?
Yeah, sure. So I'm based here in Vancouver, in Canada. So it's just to give you guys some, it's just 2 hours north of Seattle. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm based out of. So what I do is I'm the brand evangelist for a company called TubeBuddy, which is, I think we'll talk a little bit about it here, but it's a software tool that overlays on top of your YouTube channel, and basically we help you with all things around your YouTube channel, growing it, all those things. before that, I was working with another software company called Thinkific, and it was an online course platform. So if you ever wanted to create any type of online course, then you would use that platform. So that's my world. I've started using videos and creating videos, I would say maybe 3 years ago, sort of like on a full-time basis, like regularly, with live streaming and virtual summits and all those sorts of things, right. and really understanding the video space. But yeah, I'd love to really just debunk a bunch of myths. I think a lot of people that are starting, come up with to be an excuse to not create content and not to share their knowledge and all that stuff out there. There's cameras and gear is definitely one of those things. But there's a lot of, like, I think what you were talking about earlier, Lucas, about some of the lies that we tell ourselves, as an excuse to not do something and take extra steps. So yeah, we can talk about that as well. But that's me. That's my story. So I essentially create content, and also with my current role, create content, tutorial content, and then I connect with different partners and different creators in the space of YouTube.
Super, super cool. Your journey to getting to where you are, and I would love for us to hear a little bit more about that and to debunk those myths that we're talking about. I also want to thank our audience today. Some of you guys said I was a little low to hear. It's probably that Rob has his stuff adjusted so perfect, and I don't know how yet, but after this call, he said he would do a one-on-one with me, so my stuff is going to be even better tomorrow. Wait till you see. No, I tried to turn it up a little bit. You guys let us know how the sound is for you guys from my end. I think I got it adjusted a little bit, but you guys let us know. We have a very honest audience as well, which I do appreciate, because we're a work in progress, and we'll always be that way. I think that's what makes this show so pure and so real. I'm just a guy who found a little space in my house, Rob, and I'm just making it happen.
Same. Yeah.
having a lot of fun. Okay. Everybody, sounds better. Okay, good. I appreciate you guys looking out for me here. Sounds a lot better. Okay, good. Yeah, because I got the same buttons he has, so I just need to learn how to use them. He just knows how to use them a little better. So great. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys who text me and those who are reaching out. I have an amazing quality control team behind me.
I know.
It's super cool. I have friends and family who are like, they're the inner circle, and they let me know when things are going right and things are going wrong, and we just make it happen in the moment. So it's really, really cool. So, okay, so getting back into, so tell us a little bit more about prior you were with Thinkific, and tell people a little bit more about just what that is and just kind of the concept behind platforms like that, because I think that's something that could be helpful to more of our viewers.
Yeah, I would say, so Thinkific is an online course platform. So if you wanted to build a course on, how to make coffee or something, or how to do push-ups, or whatever course you wanted to build. And I've seen some crazy ones during my years there. People build courses about everything. But yeah, you could use that platform. So it's similar to like Shopify, for example. If you wanted to build an online store, same thing, you would use Shopify. If you wanted to build online courses, you would use a company like Thinkific. So that's what we did. And so I got to connect with a lot of content creators, a lot of authors, speakers, those sorts of people that were selling their knowledge, either in person at workshops and speaking tours and stuff like that. And then now they wanted to leverage the internet to sell their courses online. So that's kind of the world that I was in. And then that kind of opened the doors with TubeBuddy, which is a YouTube tool, because we were really sharing the same audience, people that wanted to share their knowledge online. And so that's YouTubers, right? They have a specific topic, and they build an audience. And so same thing. So there's a lot of YouTube creators that use online courses. And so that's how the world's mixed for me, and that's how I got connected with the TubeBuddy team. And so yeah, I mean, just like you, I'm just like a regular guy, and started using videos, really more of something to put myself out there, because I started noticing that if you wanted to grow an audience, you needed to get on video, you needed to get in front of the camera. I'm not a good writer, so I tried to blog and build an audience that way. I couldn't do it, So So I'm like, okay, well, I can't do that. Podcasting a little bit better. I could speak. I didn't have to write it. I could transcribe it if I wanted to turn into a blog. But still, I was kind of like, I wanted to have that sort of face-to-face and see people's faces when I was talking to them. And so I started doing interviews like this one, Zoom interviews. And then we would use that as social content, for our channels. And that's how I got into the whole video game, and then understanding gear and how you structure your live streams and your videos and your tutorials,
Right.
as naturally as like Lucas does it. There is like the right way to do it, and there's also some wrong ways to do it,
Sure.
so just like anything. So that's really how I got into this whole space of videos.
Super exciting, super cool story. Again, there's so many people who are out there who are trying to think about it. Do they start a blog? Do they start a vlog?
Yeah.
Do they do video? Do they do a podcast? So advice to the people out there listening, and I know there's no one answer, but one, statistically, what do we see? What do you see? What do you know about video versus audio versus written format in 2020? What are we seeing? And then what would you recommend to someone who's not sure which way to go?
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, there's no right answer, but I think videos is just a huge. It's on the rise even more, I think, than written form and audio form as well. Just because naturally our attention span is so short, right? And so videos are really, really big. So then when you get into even within the video space, there's YouTube, but then a lot of times, a lot of YouTubers will have to take their YouTube videos and make it into shorter versions for like LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram TV to get people interested in that content, because again, a shorter version of the YouTube video, and then you start pushing them up to the pyramid towards the top, which is your YouTube video. And so that's kind of how I look at video content, Lucas. Is like, it's kind of like a pyramid, and at the top of the pyramid is my YouTube video, and then below that, each step is a little bit of a shorter version of that video, but it all pushes up to the next step, which is the YouTube video eventually. And so that's kind of how I see it. Now, if you like audio, great. I think podcasts are still good. People are still doing that. Blogs are also very good. There's still a number of people that just consume content that way. But for a lot of people, it's like, okay, create a video. That's just the best way to do it for me anyway. And then if you're creating video, always know too that you have to bring value. Somebody said like, hey, if somebody's watching you, that means they're not doing something else, right? So like, you got to respect people. You got to respect people's time. So you got to bring them value. And I think, Lucas, like, I've tried different things, different types of videos. So start like vlog type content in the beginning. It's really hard if you're starting out with just a cold vlog. Like, nobody really cares about who you are, kind of thing. Not to be. It's like nothing personal, but a lot of people just. They're like, I'm not really interested in your weekend or where you're going or, your family and stuff. And it's nothing personal. It's just like, that's just how it is. So I think a lot of, so if you're creating content, especially it's business, then you just need to bring some type of educational content. That's, for me, that's more descriptive than prescriptive type of advice.
I like that.
But I would say tutorial content, because especially on YouTube, it's a search engine. It's owned by Google. And so it's a massive search engine. And so people are searching for answers to their questions. And so if you just understand that, that's like the most basic thing that YouTube is that people are searching answers for questions. Then you just need to provide the answers, relevant, the best answer that you can give. And then you'll be found. And so even in the video itself, you'll notice a lot of my videos, if you guys check me out on YouTube, is that I do a very short introduction. I just get into the value, because I understand that people, if they're just new to my audio, new to my content, they don't really care about my history or that I worked at Thinkific, how long I've been at TubeBuddy, all that stuff. They just have a question about like, how do I use, Ecamm? How do I set up Ecamm to schedule my Facebook Lives? And then I just like, hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how you schedule your Facebook Lives using Ecamm Live. Let's get going, right? And then that's it. And I just get into it. And then at the end, I'll maybe ask, hey, if you guys found this valuable, make sure you subscribe so you can see all my other tutorials that I share every week, right? So I think that's the best way to do it. You can either be educational inspirational or entertaining. And I'm not like an entertainer. You know, I can't tell you a joke if you ask me right now. I can't.
Not gonna happen.
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't tell you a joke on command. And you know, inspiring maybe just because of like I'm just a regular guy creating videos, and you know, this is what I'm doing now. So maybe in a little bit of a way inspiring, but definitely like I'm banking on educational content.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, and I do have a question here in the comments, but I want to thank you for
Sure.
that. First of all, it's super cool for me. You guys, please make sure you go and follow Rob. We'll make sure I'm sure he can type his information in there because he's so savvy. He's in the chat rooms. He's in there with you guys live right now. He's engaging. He was like, I have your Facebook pulled up. I'm like, I don't even have that stuff pulled up. What are you talking about? Like, how did you do that? So anyway, I'm going to learn, guys. I'll be better tomorrow, I promise.
No,
but
you got it. No way, man. You got it.
So he's going to put some information there in the comments so you guys can go follow him. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on other social media and hit the bell icon and hit all on YouTube so that you get notifications. So you get the emails, you get a text message, you get something that says he just posted some new content. If this is what you want to do, if you're thinking about it, or if I even said when I made a post earlier about there's somebody out there whose child wants to do some stuff on YouTube and they're interested and you want to give them a chance to put some stuff out there. Well, you want them to do it with excellence. You want them to do it well. You want them to hit the ground running. He's a great guy for them to follow, for you to follow, so you guys can make sure you're putting out the best content possible. So,
Thanks,
Rob,
man.
it's absolutely, and it's so cool to see you do your thing. Like the fact that you did a live demo was like I'm from Northeast Ohio, so we're from like LeBron James grew up like 20 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
So, so it was like playing with LeBron. He's like, here's how I shoot the ball. It was like you just did it live for us, and that's exactly how your videos go. And the content, you get right to it, and it's amazing. So. Thank you for the live demo.
Thank you.
That was real cool.
Appreciate it.
That was real cool. So I got a question here.
Sure.
Amanda Jean Duke, she's a friend of me and my wife. Shout out to Amanda and Aaron, great friends of ours. Amanda has recently started a podcast, and she went to school for media, and she's looking to do some other things, including help me out because I'm learning, you know. So she's the inner circle, her and her husband Aaron.
Love it.
She said, so when you make a YouTube video, only post clips on social media to get them to watch your YouTube. You alluded to that, so she's just trying to follow the trail. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Amanda, for sure. So yes, the answer is yes. So a lot of my content, like I said, is tutorial videos. So it's like 5 ways to grow your audience using live stream shows, right? So that might be it. Now, the reality is a lot of people will maybe get to the first and second tip, but they won't get to the third and fourth and fifth. So, which is a shame, right? So what I will typically do is I will pull that clip, the third tip or the fourth or the fifth, as it's called a micro content, and I'll pull that little clip and then basically share that on LinkedIn. And then at the end of that little video, that little clip, I will say for the other 4 tips that I share, go to the link above or below this video to watch it on YouTube for the full thing. So it's kind of like treated kind of like a trailer to the movie. So the movie sits on YouTube, and then you share the trailer on Facebook and LinkedIn, even Instagram TV, because you can have a clickable link even without the 10,000 followers. And again, that's just how you use it. Now, that is assuming that YouTube is the thing that you want to grow. There are a lot of content creators that have grown massive businesses and audiences on, say, LinkedIn. You can grow it on there. There's lots of people that have grown their audiences inside Facebook groups, right? So it just depends kind of where you want to grow, but always have a bit of a plan of what are you doing with your content? Because a lot of people, and I see that all the time, is that they just create content and they share it everywhere. And it's like, okay, well, what's the plan here, right? Like we eventually want them to get to your website perhaps, or your course or your membership or something. But what's the plan with the content, right? That's like the YouTube video content, let's say it's 5 minutes long. It might not do really well on LinkedIn because it's too long. It might not work really well on Instagram because, again, it's too long. Because you also have to look at the behavior of the person that's like, going through that particular channel. So that same person that's going through Instagram or LinkedIn, if they see that same video that you have on YouTube, they may not engage or watch that video on Instagram or LinkedIn because they're not planning. That's not what they do on Instagram or LinkedIn. They don't binge watch tutorial videos on LinkedIn or Instagram, but they will on YouTube, right? Because that's just what they're accustomed to doing. They're like, okay, well, I want to learn some stuff. I'm going to go to YouTube. Right. So you just have to understand those things a little bit. And it took me a while to understand that because I was the guy that would create a 10-minute tutorial and then share it everywhere: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram TV. And I was like, well, what am I doing this for? Because like, if they can see it on Instagram TV or LinkedIn, then there was no reason to go to YouTube because they already got the content, right? They don't need to subscribe to my channel because they already got the whole thing. I shared already on LinkedIn. So I was like, I was taking more time to share and doing more work and actually not getting all the results from the work of creating that piece of content by making it exclusively available only on YouTube for the full video. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm really bad at giving a really long answer to short questions. So.
I love guests like you. This is great.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. It's great content, great information. She just said her mind is blown. My wife was on here asking, saying that was a really good question. Great point. So this is so one of the things, Rob, you said to me again was, when I come on your show, just ask me questions that you want to know. No pressure in the interview. Let's just talk and let the people see us, have a good conversation, and we'll get them involved. So a question I have for you, honest moment, audience, and everyone. My wife and I have had this conversation multiple times since I started this show a month and a half ago, right? And I'm like, my thought is, I'm going to go live everywhere I can. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, everywhere I know how, and hope to grab an audience of people who find me wherever they live. And then I'll start to narrow it down and try to funnel more people to YouTube and other things like that in the future. But for now, I'm like, cast the net really wide, hope to catch as many fish as possible, hope to show that I have a great show. And then, I hope to maybe one day put more on YouTube or whatever. But we kind of have a difference of opinion about that. And it doesn't matter whose side you end up taking here, Rob. I mean, I can sleep in my office down here. It's no big deal. No, it doesn't matter what side you take. Your honest answer, what do you think about someone in my position? Is this the right strategy? Is this the wrong strategy? Should I just go live on YouTube and be like, you better find me on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, because that's where I'm at? Or what would you recommend?
Yeah, a couple things.
Okay.
I've been here before, and I'm actually in it right now, to be honest, with the Creators Corner show that we do at TubeBuddy, right? So with the Creators Corner show, it's a live show. It goes live on Facebook page, Facebook group, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Periscope. Very easy to do with StreamYard, which we're both familiar with.
Yes.
So I think you're doing the right thing, because you're basically putting it out there. And so it's kind of like, it's kind of like the old school way of like doing flyers and stuff, right? Like you put certain like coupon codes for different campaigns that you're doing, right, back in the day. If you do an email campaign, you put a coupon code. If you do some type of Facebook ad, you put a different coupon code. So then you can look back at the stats later and be like, oh, it looks like most of the coupon codes are being used from the Facebook ad. So let's cut everything else out. Let's focus on Facebook ads. That's a channel that works for us. Right. So I think that's what we're doing. The same thing here is that we're putting everything out on all the different channels, and we're seeing where people are engaging. And I'm learning, and this is nothing against LinkedIn, I'm learning that show doesn't do as well on LinkedIn Live. So I've started to pull it out of the sort of like the roster. And so it just, for whatever reason, right? So we're focusing on Facebook and then YouTube and Twitter. We knew that Facebook and Twitter would be good because we have a lot of engagement there just outside of the show. There's lots of chatter and comments and stuff.
Right.
So eventually you want to, the goal for us anyways, eventually to then trim it down to like 2 channels for that show. And then on the channels that we are not streaming on, maybe do a very quick stream, maybe like 10 minutes before and say like, hey guys, really excited. We're going to be talking to Lucas, and it's going to be happening on YouTube Live. And so here's the link. Meet us there in 10 minutes. We'll see you there, kind of thing. So that's probably what we're going to do later. But yeah, I think that's the right way to do it, because you just don't know, right? Or else you're just always going to be thinking, I wonder if LinkedIn Live is going to be a good channel for us. You won't know until you do it. And so you just got to do it, and then you find your answer. What you might want to also test is that you can put different links, just like those old like tracking codes back in the day. You might want to have a link like, hey guys, if you want to visit my website, go here, and then use a different like bit.ly or pretty link for each channel. And then you can kind of see where are people actually clicking, because at the end of the day, are for the live streams, a lot of people, not too many people sell on live streams. Like, they're not selling directly on the live stream. It's more of a awareness building, community building. But you can see when people are like downloading your resource guide or PDF, or signing up for your courses or something. But yeah, man, you're doing the right thing. Just put it out there, and then look at the stats, and then analyze, and then tweak what you need to. Maybe cut out a channel, because eventually you do want. I think it is better to be sort of exclusive with the live streams, right? You're like, hey, if you want to catch me, you got to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, kind of thing. That's where I'm at, kind of. Yeah. So
I love it. So we can end the show there. Thank you. I was right. She was wrong. And, that's all I really wanted. That was the whole point of all this. So, Rob, thank you. No, that's all I really wanted. No, that was great. I really appreciate it.
I got your $5 transfer.
From Cash App. I sent you the money.
Showed up.
You said it. And you said it so well. You said it exactly like we practiced. That was perfect. Thank you. So that was really cool. So
I'll send you the PayPal.
Yes, send me the bill. Honey, I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm not gonna say anything about who was right. We can both sleep in the same room, same bed, everything.
Exactly,
nobody has to sleep in their office, so it's all good. But thank you for that. And she's right in that at some point I should look to drive people to a place that makes sense. So help us understand that a little bit too, though. Like, okay, so Facebook has Facebook Watch now, right? Which is a competitor of YouTube, right? Is that the idea that they want to have? Is it to compete? What is the idea of that? What's the idea of IGTV? Help us understand as people start trying to do this strategy. What is even the point of those things?
Yeah, man, that's an interesting question, because I think everyone is. I don't think anybody can beat YouTube as far as like the king of videos, right? Like YouTube, when you think of video content on social, it's like YouTube, so it's YouTube is YouTube, and YouTube does nothing else but basically videos. Yeah. And so it's really hard to compete. Plus they're backed by Google. So it's really hard to compete. Yeah. I think everyone else is trying to do their thing. LinkedIn is trying to do its own thing with LinkedIn Live. I've had LinkedIn Live since like last May. And the biggest complaint that I had was that it's hard to promote. There's no way to promote it until like last week, when they did this thing where you can live stream to a LinkedIn event. So you could so you could schedule a LinkedIn event, promote the event, and then go live into the event. It's not perfect, but it gives you the ability to have something to promote before the actual event, actual live stream. So, yeah, I mean, I think with the rise of video consumption, people are at home, people are working remotely, in a lot. And we got to look at the bigger picture too, Lucas, like in developing countries, India, like developing countries, where we have access to unlimited data, right? In North America, Canada, US. So we've been on our phones and watching YouTube videos for years. And because it's not that expensive. Right. But in developing countries, some countries, they're just getting this now. And so full-on countries are now able to have some type of data plan that they can watch and stream unlimited for an affordable rate. And so the idea of consuming YouTube content is totally new. And so there's all these people that are flocking to watching videos. And so so I think they're all trying to get into it. Facebook just opened up the whole Facebook rooms. I think we're just going to continue to kind of see this whole thing kind of evolve, and different social channels kind of fighting for people to do live streams and create content on their platform. That's why LinkedIn got into the whole video game last year, right? Because they saw that that's where it was going. So yeah, we're not even talking about like TikTok and like stuff that my kids are into.
Right? A whole new world, right?
I don't even know. I have nothing. I know nothing about that world, but yeah, that's. I think that's where the world is going. Yeah. So as far as Facebook Watch, yeah, I mean, I actually use Facebook Watch so we live stream into a Facebook page, a TubeBuddy Facebook page, and then what I'll do is I'll do Facebook Watch into a group or into my personal page. It's just again another way to draw attention to that live stream. So whether or not they built that for YouTube, probably, maybe, but I'm not sure. But I think it's two different audiences, man. I think that's kind of what you're finding too, is that people that are on Facebook are just Facebook. People that are literally on YouTube all day, that's when they'll see your YouTube live. So it depends on where you want to bring your audience to, and where you want to grow your audience. This also, if you're just starting out, what channels do you enjoy, right? Because if you don't enjoy Instagram TV, you don't like Instagram, it's not where your people are at, it's probably going to be short-lived. You probably will like make a few videos and then give up and like, it's not my thing. It didn't work, right? Same thing with YouTube. Like YouTube is not easy. Like there's so much involved with creating YouTube content, creating the videos, editing, thumbnails, all that stuff, keywords. So it's always going to have a bit of an extra barrier of entry, because it's not something you just like upload, an Instagram story to, right?
Yeah.
So it depends what you also enjoy yourself. What channels do you hang out in? And then that way you can sustain and be there for a long time, because it's all about consistency.
I love it. I think that, first of all, this information is captivating. It's fascinating. I don't know how you have time to know all this and you're putting out as much content as you put out. So let's go to a segment we like to call a closer look. Let's come in a little closer. A closer look. So let's talk about it. We're up close and personal here with my new friend, Rob, who's going to be helping me make my channel grow at a phenomenal rate. He promised. No, just kidding. He's here to help us today. So when you talked about YouTube, you presented a challenge with YouTube. You said that while it may be the premier station to be on, if you're a video creator, video content creator, there are a few other barriers of entry and a little more you need to know, which is why a tool like TubeBuddy is so important and so impactful. It's something that I have. It's something that I'm learning to use. I can't wait to really figure it out. Help us understand more about what are some of the challenges that YouTube presents, and what are some of the solutions that TubeBuddy offers?
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, good question. So right away, YouTube is, there's a lot of people on YouTube. There's a lot of creators, a lot of established creators. So no matter what space you're into, baking, running, fitness, anything, science, man, astronomy, whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about, there's already somebody there, right? And that's always going to be the first thing somebody's going to think, like, I want to create content. I really love, coffee. Like you search coffee and it's like, there's already so many people there, millions of views, millions of subscribers. Yeah. And so that's the first thing, I think. And so understanding where you fit in the YouTube space altogether as a new creator, as a small creator, 0 or little subscribers. I think that's the first thing that we can help you with, because you have to do your research first. You have to understand what are the keywords that you should be targeting, what are some of the topics you should be targeting. When I started creating YouTube content, I just created content that I thought would be cool. And then I would try to find a keyword that would match that content. And then usually it wouldn't be a fit. It would be too competitive, that sort of thing. And so I flipped it around and I do my research first. I understand what are the keywords that I should go after, what are the topics. And then I'll create anywhere from like 5 to 8 videos on that one keyword and really like hammer in that this is like build my authority
Wow.
in that keyword. And so that's what you should do as well. So that's what I would advise. It's a long game. YouTube is a long game. The nice thing about that is that there's videos that I've created last year that are still getting a lot of searches, a lot of views, probably more now than before, because it's kind of like the older the video is, the more credibility it has. It's just the longer it's there and it's still like relevant, then the better that video does. And so so it's free traffic, right? That's the nice thing about YouTube, is free traffic as long as you understand where you fit. Now, don't be afraid to create content, because YouTube also is an even playing field, because the market or the viewer demands whatever they are looking for. If you can provide a good answer, it's really relevant, then you'll be found, you'll be shared. YouTube will do all the work for you. They'll suggest your video to other people, all those sorts of things. So that's the first thing I think that we can help with at the very basic level. Now, Lucas, there's like over 80 different features that TubeBuddy has inside of the tool. So we won't have time to go over it here today.
I didn't know. I have TubeBuddy. I like it. Does like 5 things really well that I thought he is fascinating. Okay, so it does like 80 things. Okay.
Yeah. So we've got like 80 different features in there. So so anything from like split testing your thumbnail. So like if we had a video on how to do live streams, maybe one would have your face, one would have my face, and we can see which one would get more clicks. So you can do you can do those sorts of things. Canned responses. You can schedule your videos. You can do all sorts of things inside of TubeBuddy. But yeah, it's basically, if you're looking to grow your YouTube channel, then we're like your best friend on YouTube. That's kind of how we market it. So whatever like sort of SEO, optimization, all sorts of things inside of TubeBuddy.
So cool. I'm telling you, I found TubeBuddy some years ago on YouTube, watching YouTube videos, and I used it a little bit, and I was starting a YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel wasn't growing fast enough, as most people's doesn't. I had put out a whole 10 to 12 videos, and I didn't have 100 subscribers, and I'm like, YouTube's broken. What is going on? So I looked out there, and I found TubeBuddy, and I saw people talking about it. I'm like, it's kind of a, I thought the name TubeBuddy. I'm like, I don't know if this is really legit. What does it do? And then I got it. I think I got the Chrome extension or something, and it started telling me like the keywords that other channels were using and other people were using, and how my keyword might rank, amongst others. It was really cool. One of the features, and maybe you could tell us a little bit more about this, is when it tries to, it can help you. Now you talked about 2 different ways. You said you now look for keywords to create content toward. I'm creating content because I'm doing a show every day. And I'm like, how do I make this content, whatever we talked about today, relevant out there for people who are using it, right? So I try to create maybe this video. I would end up calling it a question like, how do you use TubeBuddy? How do you, from an expert perspective, I don't know. So how do you, tell us a little bit more about the keyword feature that helps you get keywords, helps you realize search volume. It has a meter and all of that. Help them get a picture of what that's like in TubeBuddy.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, what you can do with TubeBuddy is that we pull data. We've got a direct API. So what that is that direct connection to YouTube and Google's data. And so basically, if you search any type of keyword, how to live stream, for example, it will tell you. It will first tell you some other suggestions. So it might say like how to live stream on Facebook, how to live stream on YouTube, how to live stream on LinkedIn, how to live stream on Facebook and YouTube. So it will give you a bunch of like suggestions. Mm-hmm. And then if you choose one, it will give you 2 different scores. One score is just in general, how competitive that keyword is, how many searches it gets each month, how competitive that keyword is. And then it'll give you another score which puts your channel into account. So it'll say like, although this is a hard keyword, your channel talks about live streaming all day. So it's actually, you'll actually do really well in this keyword, or vice versa, right? So that's really the basics of it. So it's kind of like from like red, it's like a meter, like Lucas said. So it's like from like red, orange, yellow, green. And so it's kind of like traffic lights. So if it's like red, don't even try it. Like move on to the next keyword. If it's green, go for it. If it's orange, then you decide kind of thing. Like, yeah, like go with caution. But yeah, it's really like that. We're just trying to make sure, because YouTube does give you a lot of data. Without TubeBuddy, you could like try to search up a bunch of data, create a bunch of like Excel sheets and stuff like that, and try to figure out what's a good opportunity for you on YouTube. We just try to make that easier with that one tool out of the 80 that we have in there. Yeah, the other one is, after you do keyword research, is that in YouTube, whenever you upload, you have to put a title, description, and tags, right? We're all familiar with that. And so there are best practices that YouTube tells you, so that you're all, like, let's say how to live stream on Facebook is the keyword you're going after. There are certain things that are best practices for your title to then coincide with your description, and then your tags to be using all of those keywords so that you have a better chance of ranking. So we give you a better tool to do that, a little easier to understand. So yeah, that's a little bit about TubeBuddy.
I have spent many a long night on TubeBuddy after a show, and I'm like, all right, I want to, or usually it's the show from the night before. I want to try to get it to rank or to show up better. I mean, I think we've had some amazing guests in just the last month and a half, some great content, some gems. I do have someone now who's going to be parsing out some of the nuggets from like a show like this. I can send him this and he can pull that out. And, that might get more traction in other ways, as you shared that great strategy as well. So is YouTube for everybody?
That's a good question. I want to say yes, but like I said earlier, maybe not, right? Like, again, a lot of people will, if you're, let's say, for example, you're a solopreneur, and you're having a hard time creating content, how to understand the data and stuff like that. Obviously, TubeBuddy can help you with those things. But if for whatever reason that's not where you're focusing your energy, and you enjoy making stories more, like Instagram stories, then maybe Instagram is the place for you. If you're going after a certain demographic, if you want to build a community, for example, then maybe Facebook groups, that's your jam, right?
Sure.
So YouTube it can be for anyone, but I mean, it's not necessarily for everyone, because if it's too hard for you, or if you're not going to put the time into it, then it's probably not for you. There's not really an overnight success that I've seen on YouTube. A lot of them, they grind it out for a while before they understand how it works. And then one day, there's always, from most of the stories that I hear and see, and even analytics, there's kind of like they're just doing their thing, consistency, and then one day they just blow up. They get shared or something happens. But sometimes it's just literally a grind, for like a few years, But yeah, it's one of those things with YouTube. It's like a big opportunity, but it's not overnight. It does take work for sure.
Cool. You'd say years, and I think a lot of people hear years, and we don't live in a years kind of a society.
Yeah.
We are a microwave. I want it now. It's my money. It's my YouTube channel, and I want it now. And I want to grow, and I want to be viral, and I want to be a sensation, and I want to be famous, and I want to monetize and make money. And I'm giving out such great information. People should be paying me anyway. So I love that you gave us that realistic view. But you also said keep plugging along. Don't be afraid to keep doing it. For me, I went from 70 YouTube subscribers for years. I probably had somewhere around 70 from a push before, to like 150 maybe now in the last month. But that's incredible to me. It's not 1,000. It's not 100,000. But I'm so grateful to every individual person who took the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It blows my mind, and I'm really excited about it. So it's a long game, is what you're telling us.
It's a long game. And also, like Lucas, it's also, you don't need 100,000. You don't need 50,000, 1 million subscribers, right? I literally interviewed a guy this morning, George B. Thomas, and he runs what's called HubSpot Sprocket Talk. He talks about this particular software called HubSpot. If you guys are familiar with it, it's not cheap. But he's been on YouTube for like years, and he has like under 3,000 subscribers. And I mean, it's a lot for some people, but in the big scheme of things, it's not that much, right? You talk to guys with over 100,000, all that stuff.
Right.
But he's got like an entire agency. There's like 17 people on his team, small channel, but he knows who he's talking to, and he knows his content. He knows his audience. And if you're thinking about HubSpot, like George is your guy, like his channel is your, like, that's what you go to. And again, with revenue, and I think this is probably a different conversation, but the way you monetize a channel is not just like through subscribers and like AdSense and all that stuff, which doesn't come into play until you get 1,000 subscribers, plus 4,000, I think, hours of watch time.
Right.
Like, you can monetize by sending people to become, depending on your business. If you have a service-based business or you're selling products or something, like if you send somebody, you got like, I don't know, 20 views, but like one person went to your course and paid for your like $200 course. It's like, you don't need that many subscribers, right? You just need one person that you can help, right? And so that's why like, even to this day, I don't have a huge number of subscribers on my personal channel, but I always have, like, in my mind, there's this person that I'm speaking to, and it is, it's a guy that knows marketing but doesn't know videos. That's basically it. Like,
interesting.
It's like, okay, he knows marketing, he knows conversion rates and sales funnels and stuff, but he doesn't know how to create a video, how to show up on a video, what's the format of a video with the introduction, hook, all that stuff. So I just keep that in mind, and that's what's worked for me, right? So as long as you help one person, there's more of that one person out there.
There's more than one.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So.
Excellent stuff. I don't know. We've had some great guests. This is one of the most informative shows we've had so far. One of the most educational, motivational, liberating. I mean, we are really getting, people are in the comments. Some people said these are gems. Like, he should be charging us for this. Don't get any ideas, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I have a wonderful network. I'm so glad he's here. I don't want him to send me an invoice, but if someone wants to subscribe to TubeBuddy, how could they go about doing that? And can you give us some idea of some pricing packages?
Yeah. So we've got a free plan. So we're, TubeBuddy, and you don't see him very often, but Phil is the CEO of TubeBuddy. He's one of the co-founders. There's 4 of them. They're all developers. So a lot of them are behind the scenes, but they come from a very generous place. They've been building YouTube software for over 10 years before YouTube was even owned by Google. And so the heart of TubeBuddy that you guys don't get to see is that they just want to help creators. They just want to help people that want to create YouTube content and build a growing channel. And so we have a free version, which is already really good for most people starting out. Within that, there is like plans from like $9 a month, $19 a month, and then the top plan is like $50 a month. That's like the legend plan. But within that, there's discounts. So if you have like less than 1,000 subscribers, there's like an automatic 50% off. If you're a charity or nonprofit, there's also discounts available and stuff like that as well. So all you need to do is just go to TubeBuddy.com or head over to youtube.com/TubeBuddy. That's where all of our tutorials and content is for TubeBuddy. And we're happy to help you guys. Also, Lucas, if you don't mind me mentioning, every Tuesday, so tomorrow, we do a TubeBuddy 101. So it's just a live training, live Q&A, all about TubeBuddy and YouTube. So share a link about that as well.
Thank you so much. Please do share that link, and we don't mind you sharing. We want to know this information. I know there's going to be a lot of you. If you're watching this live, please go back and watch the replay, especially tomorrow when it's all there on YouTube for you to watch. Go watch it on YouTube. Take notes. This is just great information, Rob. I can't tell you how, one, it's valuable to me. People have seen me going live almost every day for the last month and a half. And every day I'm up late learning something new to make it a little better and a little better, a little better. And TubeBuddy is one of the things that I'm using late night. You are someone who I'm following to learn new content, new information. Just to see your mastery of it blows my mind. Again, I just don't know how you have time to learn so much and share so much. It is just fascinating. So if you could just share with us again, one more time, for the person who wants to be a thought leader in something, right? Their target may not be the person that you talked about, that person who knows marketing but doesn't know video, but they have a target person, a target audience. How do they go about educating themselves while still being brave enough to start, to push record, to push go live, to push the button and get started?
Yeah, that's great, man. It's a good question. I don't be overwhelmed. So the way that YouTube works is that it's always, and really anywhere, LinkedIn, Facebook, just share it, just focus on one idea, and just try to talk about whatever that idea is, whatever that tip is that you have. Don't try to teach the whole thing because nobody's gonna watch it. Just talk about that one idea. And if you go to my channel, it's it's probably my best example for now, is that like you'll see that my videos, you may be like, why does somebody want to learn that one thing? It's like, it's so weird. Like, yeah, you're like, you have a 3-minute video on this one thing, like how to download a recording of your live stream, for example.
Right.
But then that's like, you would be surprised how many people want to know that, because they're like, I want to download my recording because then I want to share it and make little videos, micro videos for LinkedIn and Instagram and all that stuff. So you wouldn't know that unless you do some research, right? Because if you didn't do the research, you would want to make the entire video of like, this is how you live stream, and then this is how you download it, and this is how you repurpose it. Right. It's like, well, you just have to make little videos, and then that is really going to help you. And then what I've found, Lucas, is that as you create more videos, you got to stay a student as well, right? Yeah. And so it's helped me also understand it better, because then I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to talk about this stuff, I need to do this myself. I need to actually practice the things that I'm sharing and teaching. And so you become your own first student in a way. And that always, if you just keep that mentality of like continuing to learn, do, and then share it, and then just like continue doing that cycle, you're always one step ahead of the people that are tuning into your content. Then you'll always win that way, right? So that's really it. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't try to teach the whole thing. Just teach one little thing at a time. And then the more videos you create, the more quantity of videos and content that you create, the better your quality will become, for sure.
Learn, do, share. I love it. Yeah. Learn, do, share. They often say, what is the saying? Those that can do and those that can't teach. You're saying learn it, do it, teach it. You can do it all. That's not a true statement, right? You can actually do it all.
You can do it all. Yeah, exactly. Man.
Staying ahead.
Just like you're doing now, man. I love that you're staying up late, learning, putting the minutes in, the hours in. Yeah, that's great.
It's madness. But it's so much fun. People are enjoying it, and I just want to keep putting out great content. I have other ideas coming along, and I have so much great support. And to everybody watching, again, I can't thank you guys enough. I am truly honored that this labor of love that I do in honor of my mom, Vivian Rosetta Tyndale, again, who passed away just a little over a month ago, that I can do something to honor her and honor her legacy and show the world. All my mom wanted to do was be a parent. Like she always said it. I just want to raise great kids, and I just want to show the world the greatness that she instilled in me. So this is a way for me to do it. And I'm grateful for platforms like this. And I'm grateful for people like you that show us how to do it with excellence. So Rob, thank you so much.
My pleasure, man. Anytime. Thanks for having me on.
It was an honor. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys have to go follow him, okay? You guys are going to have more questions. Here's the cool part. He answers questions. He engages in the comments. He talks to people on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. I mean, he's a reachable guy. I've reached out to him. Here he is. I introduced him to Dr. Shamika Dean, who was on the show, who many of you guys know and love. Awesome. And they've worked together as well. And it just, please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you don't leave today, or when you leave today, you make sure you go follow Rob and you get in touch with his content. If you're thinking about anything, or you know someone who is considering it, he's the guy to go to help you grow your influence and grow your channel on YouTube. So
thank you.
Any parting words, parting wisdom for us, Rob?
No, you know what? Anything I can do, just like Lucas said, just reach out to me. I'm really transparent, really easy to reach. Love to just hear what questions you have, and I can help you with them. And honestly, in a bit of a selfish way, I'd like to just know what you guys are wondering about, and then I can just make more videos about it. So
that's smart. That's really smart.
So just let me know what I can do. This is kind of what I do. I love your show.
Thank you.
Anything I can do for you, Lucas, just reach out. I'm here. So
thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another amazing show. This was filled with gems. If you collected the gems, you are now rich with knowledge because he dropped so many wonderful, wonderful gold nuggets for all of us to take home and to take into account. You guys who stick with us and are here with us every day, thank you. If this is your first time watching, I'm Lucas Tyndale. This is Lucas Live. We do this 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday. We bring great guests on to give us great content. The goal is education, motivation, liberation. We talk about a lot of various topics. So those who are interested, tomorrow, our special guest is going to be talking about divorce in Christian faith. What's the deal? What do you do with that? How do you handle it? Is it okay? Are you going to hell? What's going to happen? So it's going to be a fascinating conversation. She's going to bring some great content there for us tomorrow. So please check that out tomorrow night and continue to follow. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a wonderful audience. I look forward to seeing you again live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Rob, again, you've been an amazing, amazing guest.
Thank you. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, you all have a wonderful, wonderful night.